Stephan Cantwell, WEC light heavyweight champion. I always got to say that because he never lost the title. Friday, the Apothecarium on Sahara. It's a medical cannabis dispensary, and special guest speaker on behalf of Green Light Productions, this is his company, Steve Cantwell, is going to talk to us about the magical process that he uses to create his magical product. Tell us a little more.
Yeah, we're going to go over a little bit about Green Life Productions, what it is that we do and why it is that we do it. Explain a little bit about the difference between organic medicine versus synthetic medicine and why you should choose the organic option. Discuss a little bit about the endocannabinoid system. A lot of people have questions about Nate Diaz in that post-conference press conference.
Yes, he was smoking a CBD pen, or is it a cannabinoid?
It was a CBD pen, which is a non-psychoactive cannabinoid, cannabidiol. Cannabis pen. But anyway, Steve is talking about that. He makes that. He creates all products, medical cannabis products, psychoactive, non-psychoactive, all organic and pure ingredients. Green Life Productions. This Friday, 5 p.m., the Apothecarium. Can't wait. Hope to see you there, brother.
Could I bring my 3-year-old again?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. He had a great time last time.
Sure learned a lot.
Yeah. No, but on a serious note, this is working wonders for cancer patients and people really suffering from diseases. And you got a guy who is just a great farmer, as great as he was a champion for the WEC. He's put that kind of energy, focus, and drive into making the best quality medical cannabis product out there. We're back here on the final round, and that was our special guest intro, Stephan Cantwell. And yes, we were out at a boating dock. We went out on his boat over the weekend, and before I could even get the words out of my mouth to go, Steve, how's business going? He goes, let me give you a tour of the boat. And we went downstairs. It's got a full-on bathroom, kitchen, king-size bed, bedroom down there. So I never really asked the question, but he was the last WEC champion, absolutely destroyed Brian Stann to win that title in a great fight. Hopefully that's up online. You could check that out. I mean, he made Brian Stann want to quit, and Brian Stann is tough as nails. Like, you know, he was in the Iraq War over there and took a grenade, and that wouldn't stop him. But Steve beat him up so bad, Stan wanted out of there. He eventually crumbled, went fetal, and Steve finished him off. That was a great performance. Steve, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Thanks for having me. It's going great.
Yeah, what should we start with, huh? Your business, Green Life Productions. You guys grow tulips and daisies?
Yeah, medical tulips and daisies.
Medical.
Yeah, with Green Light Productions, I actually was able to partner up with my first sponsor of all time, and then we applied for a medical marijuana cultivation license, where we were able to were granted one, and one of the first companies in Nevada to actually open up shop and supply the entire state.
Now you have a grow house in Pahrump, and that's where you do the magic. Where? How do you learn how to do this? When and where? Because, I mean, talking to you about it
explains a lot of things.
Talking to you about it, like, it just blows my mind. You're on another level. You use all organic ingredients and fertilizers and this and that, and you have a rotation going. Just talk a little about how you learned this and the whole process.
Well, you know, I've always been into growing plants. Growing up in Pahrump, I always grew food outside and whatnot. I always bred dogs. I had coral reef fish tanks. I'm sure you guys remember all my crazy little fish tanks and whatnot. But then I actually had some problems with fighting, had some injuries started accumulating, and I actually was introduced to someone I trained with that was actually a medical patient, and they taught me about the medicinal side of marijuana, and it actually helped me a lot later in my career, and then eventually retired, and then just kind of poured everything into cannabis. I read every book that was given to me. I talked to anybody who was willing to talk to me.
So when you were living in the gym, you had a a lot of time to read these books, right?
No, back then when I was fighting, my focus was fighting. I mean, this was more of a I was in the tent, as I would call it. It was more of a back burner on the side. It wasn't really my primary focus. It wasn't until after I retired with a boatload of injuries that I started looking more into the medical cannabis as a solution to some of the problems that I had accumulated over the years.
Yeah, I wonder if I'd benefit from that CBD pen that Nate Diaz was smoking after the fight, because we got a lot of injuries accumulated. The problem with weed for me though is like, I'm stupid enough as it is, and that just makes me way stupider. Like, I'll forget everything, and unless I'm just jerking off or watching a movie, I'm pretty worthless.
Yeah, cannabis isn't for everything. I did some test runs with cannabis starting off. Jiu-jitsu was okay, wasn't too bad. It was still fun, but I would never recommend smoking cannabis before any type of kickboxing workout.
Or an MMA match, right?
Or a match.
So that was my next question was, how do you feel about marijuana and fighters?
Well, now as a performance enhancer, it's not. There's just no way you can smoke a joint and become a better fighter. That's just
I would love for the other side to be on it.
Yeah, but I think as far as like we see Nate Diaz at the post-fight press conference smoking a CBD vape pen. Now, granted, that's not the toughest way to smoke cannabis. I think kind of catapulted him to another level, showing that he can smoke cannabis through a vape pen and still maintain his tough persona.
But so you're saying CBD vape pens are kind of for pussies?
It's kind of like a rock star wearing women's clothes. It's like, we get it, you're a rock star, you know. It's like, Nate Diaz, like, we get it, you're tough, you know. But for the most part, it's the values of a vape pen versus smoking it is when you smoke it, you combust a lot of carcinogens that are unhealthy, poisonous. So when you vape it, you're able to get all those medical benefits without poisoning yourself. Then on top of that, it was CBD, so there was absolutely no psychoactive effects.
Explain, because I'm kind of a layman when it comes to that. So what's the difference between the CBD and the THC?
No psychoactive effects. So the CBA doesn't make you stupid.
Right.
In a nutshell.
Well, maybe you can do that then.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
The main difference with the CBD is, yes, it has no psychoactive properties because most of its the receptors are located in like your immune system type properties.
So would that affect a fighter?
No, not in a performance way. It would help them with inflammation.
So moving their head or moving around they wouldn't have the effects of the other.
No, it wouldn't help. It would have no. It doesn't affect the mind at all. It affects primarily your body. So it's a completely. Again, it's not even scheduled like THC marijuana is scheduled 1. So CBD isn't even scheduled. You could buy it over the internet, any one of us without a license.
Wow.
It's.
You see, you learn something new every day.
Now you're going to be a guest speaker at the Apothecarium coming up here. That is a dispensary here in Las Vegas on Friday, 5 p.m. Tell us a little about that.
So we go out, we do these Meet the Farmer, where we discuss our organic growing method, a little bit about what we do and why we do it. We'll also be discussing a little bit about Question 2 this November. Question 2 is the ballot to tax marijuana like alcohol. That's coming up, and not enough people are talking about it. And
make it legal, right? So when you don't need your medical card?
Yes. See, and it's not just legal cross border. It's legal as far as you still put in legal shops that are regulated, taxed. All the money proceeds go to school, all taxed, whatnot. So there's a lot of money to be made off cannabis. We've seen other states do it.
What's your view? Are you pro or for the, what's it, article?
Question 2.
Question 2.
Pro Question 2. I mean, take the money from cartels, from illegal drug dealers, and put them into school. Put it to build schools, into a better school system. You know.
Now that's interesting.
They're gonna smoke pot regardless if we make it legal or not. So might as well make it legal and tax it.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah, there's nothing like not breaking the law. All right, well, we got a lot to talk about coming up on our final segment, including a free giveaway of the Crippler Chris Lieben's MMA book and reviewing the UFC over the weekend. We know how to pick them here. Well, you're going to, for no other reason, tune in this show to make money, because we were 3 for 3 on the top 3 fights. Stay tuned.